nature can develop chemistry better than humans. And nature has had millennia to develop these chemistries for them to actually do something useful. So using that reduced set of molecules that likely have an effect, we can now de-risk drug discovery. And so we use AI and machine learning to do that and then turn those into drugs, following the traditional biotech path.
You do mushrooms, don't you? Don't have to answer that question. Welcome to this episode of Bourbon or Proof, where we interview those who have been both successful at law and life. And today we're coming live from Detroit at Gillies Clubhouse. Let's hear it, everybody. Wow, there we go. That was more like, more Lions 1990 Never, not Lions 2025, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Lions.
It's all right.
We're honored to have on Jason Tejani on from Local. You local?
Local.
Did you grow up in Lovi?
No, I grew up in Shelby Township. I met Sunil through our kids.
So prior guest on the show, Sunil Gupta, look him up. He's been on the show. He put us in touch. We have our esteemed co-host, Mauro Fiore Jr. Mauro.
Hello. Nice to be here.
All right, so first we're start with you, the pour. Okay, so we're getting into the episode. We have here a scientist. He's a patent lawyer. He's tinkers in the basement, whatever that means, but we'll talk about it.
We'll get into it.
We'll get there. But we're going to start with the pour. But we're going to bring out Lance. Lance, who's been on the show with Sunil, and I think you know Lance.
I do.
Lance is a local distiller at Drexel Distillery.
Hello.
And we need our bourbon steward here too. So we got Will, our bourbon steward. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite everybody here. We're going to invite you for a very special pour because we're going to do something with a little bit of fragrance, as Mr. Gary Saphir knows. We've done this before, and a little bit of bourbon. So it's a little special just for you, fine. So because we know you like chemistry and like bringing things together.
I appreciate that.
All right, well,
I'll
you ready?
Stretch my senses.
So who's coming up to drink? Anyone who wants to have a taste?
Anybody that wants to go? Where? I thought you were going to call it Miss Gant.
Miss Gant. Where's Miss Gant? Come on up.
Well, that was your maiden name.
We
sorry.
have Miss Gant, and we have the
Well, can you introduce yourself?
best reviews
I'm Frances
girls.
Murphy.
Hey, Kate Hoffman.
She's going to be on the show. You guys ready?
Oh,
I would love to be
and
on the
what
show.
about you? You come.
Professional.
Well, you can come and drink too.
We just need a glass for these three beautiful ladies. All right, so Lance has been on the show as Drexel Distillery. Last time I was in Troy, actually 4 times ago. I was 2 years ago. Gary reminded me. Gary, who's back on the show. We were drinking in Midtown with Lance, and they combined perfumes and bourbon.
Here in Detroit?
Yeah, in Detroit, Midtown. We're in
No
Midtown.
kidding, huh?
All the perfume first. So let's see.
So if I could just introduce the product itself. So my business partner, he owns Cristalli at Sfumato. And Sfumato is a scent company by day, and then it transforms into a cocktail bar by night. And it becomes a full sensory experience, combining scents that are custom paired to the cocktails. And so this one in particular is called Gravitas, and it has a lot of classic bourbon notes, caramel, vanilla, some woodiness as well. And just for anyone's knowledge, if you don't know, sfumato is actually an Italian term that describes the transition between light and shadow.
Wow.
There you
All
go.
right.
So
Cool.
what's the process here? We sniff and sip. What do we do?
It knows the scent, then the bourbon, and then just go back and forth, and then eventually take a sip and.
All right, let's pass around the
Yeah.
sticks. Tell us about the bourbon, Will.
Yeah.
So this is Drexel Distillery, as he was talking about earlier. So this is a local Detroit distillery. This started as a passion project. So he started out as a photographer and, was kind of saying, this isn't where I want my life to go. What do I want to do? Went over to Scotland and learned the art of blending and distilling. And the rest kind of fell into his lap. He kind of came back home and decided, let's take that jump. Let's take that risk and try to start something new. What we're trying right now is the, tell me if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, Kintra? Kintra. So this is a bourbon.
Gallic for country or countryside.
Gallic for country, okay. It is finished in chocolate liqueur barrels.
All right, as they
So
say.
we take a sniff and then a
sniff and a
sip?
sip.
A sniff sip.
So it's Gaelic. So cilantro, right?
Cilantro.
Sniff, right? Cilantro. Solange. Thank you, Brando. This
Wow.
is good. Cilantro. Cilantro.
This is
Oh,
really
wow.
good. I haven't had this one.
It
Have I?
is good if you smell and then drink.
Francis Murphy with the Gaelic. I mean, how did you like that pour?
Anything that's Gaelic, I like.
For me, it was fish.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I used to say "tip of the morning" to you every morning, because when I was, anyways.
I still say top of the morning to you all the time. Well, hey, man, this is an olfactory situation. By the way, as trial lawyers, we're trained to know that the sense that the jury resonates the most with, smell. So if you take a rural juror back to their something that they smell, whether it's the staleness of a hospital or being on the asphalt, they can feel it, they can breathe it, it makes it real for them. That's going to be in the book 2.0. I'll put that in the new book.
That's from the book The Culture Code. That's what they talk about.
You're making shit up
Remember,
now.
you ever
I'm a
read?
patent attorney. I can come up with a device. We can work
Well,
together on this, right?
So we're going to get into this. Thank you. So Jason here, a patent attorney, and actually comes up with products, something that makes you help you sleep.
Back in the day, that was a product we had. It was my wife's an ER doctor, so she works nights and days. And so we came up with a dietary supplement that will help her sleep during the day as if she was sleeping at night. A lot of your circadian rhythm and other hormones that occur because of your circadian rhythm. If you're outside of it, your body just, although you're sleeping, you're not getting rest. And so this was to help her to get some rest. And it was great. I never did anything with it. I decided to go in-house at a biotech company now. But yeah, it was one of those things. You spend some money, do some things in your basement, see if it's going to go anywhere, and then you learn things along the way.
Yeah, you know, those sleep rhythms, everyone has a different one.
Right.
And if you're able to identify it, it definitely helps you rest. I mean, I remember I heard an interview from Nick Cannon. You know, Nick Cannon, the I don't know what he is.
He's got
actor,
like
a
12
host.
kids. Yeah.
He's a dad, right?
Yeah.
He said that he went to some sleep doctor and they identified like his circadian rhythm would be to sleep from 7 p.m. to like 2 a.m. And then he sleeps from 7 to 2 and he wakes up at 2 a.m. and he said he's never felt better.
Well, that's like Mark Wahlberg does that too. He gets up
yeah.
at like
Yeah.
2 a.m.
And
Really? Wow.
I definitely have my own rhythm, and it's definitely early bird. I'm a lark, they call it. You know that there's early birds? Oh no, there's night owls,
Yeah.
and then the morning people they call them larks. I'm a lark.
Well, I know about bears, and he's more of an otter. He's
I'm a
hairless. He's a
'Cause
hairless.
I sleep from 8 to 4. I wake up at 4.
Same, we're same. But,
know?
but
Wow.
I mean, did you research this? I mean, how did you come across sleep patterns and how to cure it?
Yeah,
Just
so-
because your wife had to deal with this as an ER doctor?
Yeah, there's a lot of literature on the impact of sleep when you're sleeping during the day, sleeping at night, when you're going through your circadian rhythms in different ways. So it was really just looking at other dietary supplements that can give her the ability to try to kind of balance things out a bit. So it was a little bit of research, a little bit guessing, but it worked. It was one of those guesses that ended up really working for her. It wasn't good enough to actually sell commercially, but I made my wife better, you know.
Happy wife, happy life.
So that's all it was worth.
And something else, you know, I mean, your wife, what emergency room did she work in or not?
She used to be in Detroit, Ross, but now she travels. So she's actually out of town right now. She works for a week straight in Indiana, and then she comes home, and I travel 1 week a month as well. So we make sure we are offset on our travel schedules.
So if your wife comes across any, I don't know, catastrophically injured patients that were hit by a truck and may need an attorney, like where does that go?
You know what? I heard you guys might have a law firm, and need
Yeah,
some
yeah.
this is interesting.
In fact,
what
you
a
get-
small world.
As a lawyer, you can get a free account on Attorney Share, and you could put your referral in. You get a referral fee for that referral.
This is fantastic.
And you can have it all tracked thanks to Attorney Share. There
Perfect.
you go. See how well that worked
well,
in?
now you have a new referral source.
There you go. And now you're wealthy. Thank you.
Yes,
Now
thank you.
You can
Yeah.
go back to the basement. So I talked to Lance earlier before off the show, and I talked to Sunil.
Yeah.
And they both said that you like to not only tinker in the basement, play a lot of video games, and have the most amazing man cave den.
Yeah. So I used to
Are you
work-
Batman?
I am not yet. I mean, one day that would be my goal, but so far I haven't perfected the suit. But I used to work at Circuit City back in college.
Circuit
in high school.
City?
Yeah, but
Do
when
they
it
still
existed-
even have Circuit City?
No,
No, they
they
went out of
were
business a long
closed
time
down
ago.
a long time
Wow.
ago.
It's
But
funny now, but you see now the buildings repurposed as like weird things, but it looks like a big
Yeah.
plug, you know?
Right.
Remember the Circuit City Square buildings? They have them around LA and other like restaurants.
Yeah, they're
and
red,
shit,
that
but-
big plug red.
Yeah, it looked like a big plug. Remember those
It's going to
buildings?
start looking for that. Now I'm going to look.
Yeah, there's one by my house that's like a Mexican restaurant. It's
Right,
like-
and they're at-home
it's-
stores and all
it's
these
this-
others.
And it's this whole Circuit City building, and it just makes me laugh because the building's ridiculous for a
So
restaurant.
what did Circuit City turn you into a gearhead?
It totally turned me into a geek. So I was in high school making commission at Circuit City. I mean, in the 2000s, making like 30 grand a year in high school, it was incredible. So of course I bought every gadget I could possibly afford because I had nothing else to spend my money on. And I became addicted to sound. So audio, home audio was my thing. So I started in car audio.
You had the big subwoofers.
I
You were
did.
that guy.
A
God, I
custom
knew it.
box, a bunch of amps. Back when it was cool,
It was never cool.
It was cool for a moment.
Did
right?
you have like a Honda Prelude?
No, I had an old Ford Explorer with the two-tone. It was the Eddie Bauer edition.
The
right?
signed little
Those
Eddie
were
Bauer
cool.
on the side.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I saw you as more of like the spoiler on the back of
Yeah, that was my buddy. We built it together. He had the spoiler for his car, and we set his up.
Did you have the lights under the car? Did you
No,
go
that
far?
wasn't a thing yet.
Oh man,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm 42, man. That
45, yeah. So
All right,
we were there.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so I built that whole thing in my basement. I took all my knowledge when we built this house that, okay, if I'm going to do it, I got one time to do it when there's no walls and no ceiling. I'm going to do everything the right way. And so I went nuts. It's 14.2 surround sound, or 15.2 surround sound.
Our sound guy just had an audible gasp.
and
I saw Roger
know,
was passed
It's
out.
nuts. I have multiple amps.
Oh, is it Juan? Wow, they like that.
And of course, I use Atmos. So 4 of those are, of course, Atmos channels. And then I also put vibration motors in the seats. And so when the subwoofer
Mauro
hits,
puts those in his bed. He still has that
yeah,
quarter bed.
He
Well,
asked me to
if
do
you
some
sat
things-
on the couch
right.
with me, it's definitely vibrating, but it's not. It's coming
Yeah.
from somewhere else.
Yeah,
Sitting
that's-
next to him on the plane, he was eating
They
some
call me.
cheese
They
platter.
call me Dr. Brown.
But I mean, so you wired up your basement. So are you? What gaming do you do down there? Like,
So
what you-
I don't do much anymore. I try to, but if I do, it's old games. Back in the day when I grew up with my buddy, we were next door neighbors since we were 2 years old. We used to play these real-time strategy games, Command and Conquer, Age of Empires. And so we go back to those. And he lives in
Age of
Australia.
Empires,
Yeah, he lives in Australia now. So we end up playing my evenings, his morning. We'll just have a 4-hour game session of these nostalgic games while we have our, my kids will be hopefully asleep by then. His kids are just waking up. And so, he's losing his mind trying to keep his kids together while I'm sitting there all happy with a good bourbon and my kids
I
asleep.
never played any of those games.
No?
so no.
Well,
Yeah.
you did Magic the Gathering. You still
Yeah,
do
I
some
played
stuff
Magic.
like that.
We used
You
to
never
play
played
Legend of Zelda.
Oh, that's great.
That was
Absolutely. Yeah.
That might have been the closest. Or Leisure Shoot Larry. They
Leisure
ever
Suit
played-
Larry, yeah. The
never
original
played
Grand
that
Theft Auto, right?
I mean, the original GTA was like groundbreaking. There's
Right.
like those games that were like groundbreaking games,
Yeah.
and it was one of them.
Yeah.
Changed everything.
And I used to play Asteroids and Phoenix
Asteroids we played.
and Galaga. Those were the games I played.
Adventure. What else? We played a
Centipede.
lot of 007.
Centipede.
a lot of
Like
007, yeah.
Did you play Goldeneye too? Were you?
Oh, yeah.
What was if you had to pick your when you started the game, you had to pick what area you played or what was the rules? What did you go with, or what weapons?
It was always, what is the second mission near the bridge where you had those big tanks? I don't remember that one.
Stack?
Maybe it was the stack. No, it wasn't the stack, 'cause that's later in the game. The big tanks where he turns on 006 and sets the timer too quick and everything blows up.
Oh,
Anyway.
it's the bathroom. It's where they go through. You start in the bathroom. You
Yeah,
start in the
Did you guys
exactly.
did you guys ever play Risk?
Yeah.
Yeah, a
We
little
used to
bit.
play Risk. And sometimes the game would go on for 10 hours.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Risk was a
But
We
crazy.
moved on to Catan.
But
That's been
playing
our goal.
007, what weapons would you pick? You'd
Slappers.
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 All right, respect.
Slappers was always fun. Or rockets. I mean, you can.
And there's
you
just
can
so many suicide. If you're playing in the
Yeah.
bathroom, the one that's there, it's the facility. That's
Yeah,
it. The
facility.
facility.
There it is.
Bob, now there's lots of lawsuits going on against these video games. Like I know
Roblox.
Roblox is getting sued by a class action because I guess they make kids addicted to it, which I don't really understand those lawsuits. Like I mean, was I addicted to playing, Mike Tyson's Punch Out? Like probably. I used to play it all the time.
But here the problem is that what they do is they also have kids in chat rooms, so a lot of people are exploited through Roblox. The same thing with Meta, so they have a specific. I don't know. I think they should be held way more accountable than they are because they could change it if they wanted to,
Right.
and that's my problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but you'd let how old are your kids?
13, 11, and 10.
Okay, so you're older than our youngest kids. Do you let them, or are they on cell phones, games? What are they like?
They do have cell phones. All three of them are athletes, which I'm not at all. But somehow they got an athletic gene somewhere, so they're constantly at different activities, and so it's always drop them off here. So they needed a cell phone just to make sure, because I'm always late, either on a conference call for work or something else. So I'm always picking up a few minutes late. So it was always good to have communication.
And so
way.
you're in-house for a biotech company.
I am, yes.
What the fuck does that mean?
All
What are
right.
you doing?
You're
Are you
a
like,
patent lawyer.
I'm a patent lawyer.
are you wearing an AI recorder right now? Are we in trouble?
I do like AI,
A
but
good friend of mine in LA. Well, not LA, in Orange County. She's in-house for Amgen.
yeah.
She does. She's a patent lawyer,
Okay.
and she really likes it. I mean,
Yeah. You know, it's an interesting path, right? So I was a patent attorney for over a decade, representing clients from biotech to polymer chemistries to semiconductors. It's, especially when you're in Detroit, you just represent wherever you can get. And I don't want to say it that way. But there's so many industries in Detroit that are critical, but they're not the leaders in that specific space. So a lot of tier ones, tier two supporting the automotive, you just supporting them. And from there, so I have a biochemistry background and decided to go work in-house at a biotech. That was always my goal at the end. And I love it. It's a
I mean, I gotta
startup.
think-
It's scrappy. You know, we do some
But I
amazing
would-
things.
I mean, for you specifically, I mean, you built your own product before. You're a lawyer that does the patent. I know a lot of my patent lawyer buddies that start their own company and start getting the piece of every deal that they work on. And a few of my buddies have exited companies just being the patent lawyer with a few ideas. And I'm like, holy shit, you made that much money on that deal? Is that a path for Jason?
That could have been a path. I think now that I'm in-house, I can't do that anymore. But all of my money's into Inveda, right? All my equity would be in Inveda.
Hey, this is Bob Simon, the host of Bourbon and Proof. This tour we couldn't do without our sponsors. Even Up is an artificial intelligence platform that automates a lot of the mundane tasks that lawyers and law firm staff do, from demand letters to running playbooks to opening up claims, ordering police reports, and doing those so you can spend more quality time with your clients in the courtroom or in their living room. We also have Attorney Share. Attorney Share is a product to be able to have lawyers find more cases in their wheelhouse to help clients without having to have the market spend that's out there, and also tracking all of your referrals in one place. It integrates with all the major case management platforms, and it allows lawyers to really better serve their clients and also refer out clients in other jurisdictions and practice areas and be able to monetize all of that goodwill that they put in. Our other sponsor is Justice HQ. Justice HQ is a mobile app bringing together all the community in the legal field, from vendors to staff to paralegals. They have own masterminds. They have our podcasts are on there. Other lawyers' podcasts are on there. On-demand education, every event in the industry, and you have direct access to the best of the best. And of course, Coastal Research. Coastal Research helps all of us injury lawyers find out the insurance limits through investigation that's on the other side. Whether you know it or not, they're not required to in many states to tell you how much insurance there is for the person that catastrophically harmed your clients. But Coastal Research is able to do it very quickly and efficiently for you. They have an actual technology platform that's so easy to use and pushes the data back and forth. We only let people sponsor the show if we use their products and believe in them.
So what does Inveda do? Like, what does Inveda do? What is...
So real simple thesis here. We believe that nature can develop chemistry better than humans. And nature has had millennia of time to develop these chemistries for them to actually do something useful. And so rather than just taking this entire map of synthetic chemistries and trying to find a target, a potential therapeutic, why not go into nature where they have all these metabolites? And metabolites are just the chemistry, the molecules are in a plant or in an organism, a human, and they're already gonna have some type of effect. Nature is efficient, nature is clever. So using that reduced set of molecules that likely have an effect, we can now de-risk drug discovery. And so we use AI and machine learning to do that, and then turn those scaffolds that are in nature, we call them scaffolds, into drugs, following the traditional biotech path.
You do mushrooms, don't you? Don't have to answer that question. No, but I'm fascinated because I'm very, very big into using nature. Like I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. Like, how
Yeah.
could you not use, like, you have an alchemist, you have a druid, like this is what they were doing back in the day and it seemed to work. So aren't we using these things that already exist?
Well, we do, right? So metformin, it was actually found,
Really?
the
By the
metabolite
way,
was
can we get another
derived-
pour when we get in
Yeah,
here?
yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm slowing
Lance,
down
are you
here.
coming? Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't.
you gotta
Hey,
drink
we
there,
drink on the
Tiger.
show. We ain't playing fucking Bond in the basement, Jason.
I'm talking too much. You
Mom,
guys are
bourbon,
talking about
bourbon,
cool things,
Mom.
command and conquer and chemistry. I mean, well, how
I know
can
this is. I like the turn that we've taken.
Man, I
on
can
this.
barely do addition and subtraction. Barely.
Dude, by the way, my kids are starting, when they come home with math, they're starting to do like the core math stuff. And it does make logistical sense to me, but it makes you do things differently. That's not how I learned, but it does make sense to me.
You know, I don't know if you saw one of my response to your questions, but I got voted on the school board this year for the schools. There's a lot I'm learning about school districts and how they're run that I'm just opening my eyes
Are
to.
you into banning books?
I am not.
Good.
I
All right,
love
let's do a
books.
pour.
All right, I'm still in school, so I'm totally for school.
All right, so we've got the Jack.
By the way, we have
Daniels-
Will from Bourbon and Bubble, South Carolina, Charleston. Welcome, Will. We liked him so much in Charleston, we just fucking took him on the road. On the road.
Will is a bourbon expert. He's like a sommelier of bourbon.
That's right.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
So we are going to be doing the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Heritage Barrel. So this is a Jack Daniel's Single Barrel on steroids is kind of how I describe it. So Jack has essentially what they've done is gone back to their roots and tried to touch base on the profile of the barrel itself. So what they've done differently on this is they've taken these barrels and they have done a heavy toast. And when I say heavy toast, it is toasted for 25 minutes. That is a long time to expose a toast to a barrel. And then what they do is they do a quick flash, which is the intense fire you usually see when you're seeing and they're kind of toasting or charring of barrels. After that, to give it that char. They do the regular process. It's called the Lincoln County process. Jack Daniels is the inventor of that process. That is what you have to do to have Tennessee whiskey. And they put it into a lower proof on that barrel. It comes out at 100 proof for you. I tell people, throw everything you thought those drunk nights in high school and college with the Jack number 7, throw that out the window because this is not your everyday college Jack. This is the adult Jack. This is the good stuff.
Mauro has an adult
like
Jack in his life. His last name is Smeoff, and they're very good friends.
Yeah, very nice.
So,
a quick bourbon trivia. What do they call the name? What is the name of the guy who makes bourbon barrels? What
guy
is
that makes
job-
bourbon barrels?
What is that job called if you make bourbon barrels?
I should know this.
I'm assuming I can't answer this question.
No. You're next to it. Do you give up? We'll have Will answer.
Donkey Kong.
Will, what's it called?
Cooper.
Yes, should have got that.
All right.
I learned that on the Bourbon Trail with Bob, but Bob forgot. Me and
Yeah,
Bob
yeah.
were on the Bourbon Trail in Louisville, and they make a guy who makes bourbon barrels is called a Cooper.
Will, thank you very much.
Cooper, all right.
So this is Single Barrel Jack
Cheers,
Heritage Edition.
cheers.
I'm excited for this one. The street lawyers and street justice. You don't do that in the patent world, but that's what we do. Oh, this smells good.
Bob, I was reading a bedtime
that's
story to
good.
my kids the other day.
Was it scratch and sniff?
No. What do they call, this was a book about like with animals, you know, what do they call a herd of rhinoceros? You know, like a flock of geese or whatever. You know, what is a herd of rhinoceros called?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
A crash.
Oh, I didn't know
Wow.
that shit. What do they call a herd of crow?
A herd of crows?
Yeah.
Black crows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Murder.
A murder?
I've heard that
Wow,
one.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Cool. Wow, this is fantastic. So
Great.
And I've been to Jack Daniel's in Tennessee, and we once bought a whole barrel of single barrel Jack. So single barrel Jack is awesome, and it's called the Original Justice Juice. We get a little tag on it.
Yeah.
So I went back, and they have
This is very complex, by the way.
This is
if you
good.
drink it. It's very
And I'm usually
complex.
not Tennessee whiskey is usually not my thing.
No.
Yeah. What's your like jam? Like your go-to brown?
Like Jefferson Reserve, like that's my go-to just on a daily. And then I don't know what my friends bring
Jefferson,
over.
like the one that from the boats?
Yeah, exactly.
You're the
But those
only
one-
person I've ever
Ever on the
ran
show.
into
Not that
likes,
one.
that likes that.
Not the one that's on the boat, but they have the boat one.
Aren't
just
they
the regular.
all on the boat?
No. They have a cheaper line that's not on the boat.
Because I've never had anyone tell me they like Jefferson.
We've been there.
We've been
to their
and,
distillery.
I mean,
We had a taste
Jefferson's
test.
is cool,
Yeah.
but whatever. I'm not a fan of it, but it's strange how someone likes
Really?
Jefferson's.
Yeah, I like it.
But they're all different. So like there's the one that I like that we have at your house is the one where they did it. It was called like Tropic Thunder or something. It was like the one where they aged.
That's the rum barrel, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I've had that one.
I have a barrel. I have a bottle
Yeah,
of
that one's. I have that one too. I just like the basic one. That one's good too.
Man, I love
Yeah,
it.
Jefferson's Ocean is the
Jefferson's Ocean is I think they
Is
go
the
for
one.
like $80 now though. They used to be down.
Jefferson's Ocean.
Yeah.
That's the ones that they age it on the boats.
Something to do with the
Jefferson's Ocean.
rocking that does something, I guess. I don't know.
And the humidity
Yeah,
in the
the
boats
humidity,
and
different
stuff.
temperatures.
Salt, bunch of things.
But you don't know what you're gonna get. So it's like every time it depends on where they got it from. It's just like
Yeah.
anything, whatever. So I mean, Jason, where did you go to undergrad?
So Michigan State for undergrad.
And then grad school?
Yeah, so a master's at Oakland, Wayne State for law school, and my PhD at George Mason
George Mason.
in Virginia.
I know where it is. I'm trying to remember
Damn,
who
this
the
guy's
mascot
got,
is.
This guy's got more degrees than a compass.
Well, you have to, whenever you take the patent law, you have to take like the smart bar there's like an extra bar for smart kids.
Yeah, so I had to take the normal bar, which is actually harder. The patent bar it's very procedural. You know, they'll give you questions like, it's a Tuesday, but a holiday in the Eastern time zone. You're filing from India, you know, in some weird convoluted scenario. What is your filing date? And those are the things they test on the patent bar. It's very frustrating.
Very strange.
Yes.
Yeah, but you have to have like an engineering degree to
Yeah.
even take the bar as a lawyer, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Engineering or hard science.
So George, I went to George Washington undergrad, so I knew all of the schools in the area. So it was like William and Mary, George
Right.
Mason, they're all right there. George Mason made a run in the NCAA like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like an epic little run.
You know, the school's been great. So I'm there part-time, remote. Right now, yeah. I started my PhD before I joined Inveda, where I work. And I thought if I was going to be a rainmaker,
What are you doing your PhD in?
Bioinformatics and computational biology.
Whoa.
All right, so let me explain the crazy that goes on in my head. So I was working as a patent attorney thinking, okay, the only way in biotech I'm going to become a rainmaker potentially is to have a PhD, because everyone else that's doing well has a PhD. Not right, but that's what I thought. COVID had opened some doors where these PhD programs were allowing remote, and computational is perfect. So I was always very interested in that space for my clients anyway. And so I started the program, and you know, I think 3 months later I got my job at Inveda. I was like, well, I already started. I might as well keep going and finish it. So I'm finishing the research right now.
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I do have an AA degree in golf resort management.
You know what?
You know,
I love it.
and you know, so
You're probably way more popular at parties and other things than I am, because I can only talk about this and Grand Theft Auto.
But
Yeah.
can't you, I mean, what's your dream scenario that happens with what you're doing? Because you're creating, I mean, really cool shit at your company now. I mean, your wife's an ER doctor, you have a family. So what's your dream scenario look like? 'Cause it seems like you like geeking out and solving problems, but like, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I think it's, I like building. I like creating, right? So any situation I could be in to do something different, not just follow what's been done, what's conventional. So I always look for opportunities where I can add a little bit something different. So after this, I mean, Inveda has legs. I don't think we're looking to be bought. I think we can continue to produce drugs for people and helping people. And, you know, that could be my career trajectory, or it could be another startup at someday, right? Like
Yeah, I love
it could
this
be a
startup.
real, you know, rinse and repeat cycle. I mean, I don't know what that looks like, but yeah, I'm just taking it day by day.
What drugs you got on the streets?
Drugs on the streets right now, we don't have anything on the streets at the moment, but we do have one for atopic dermatitis in the clinic. So we're
Oh.
still 6 years from approval, but
6 years.
it takes 8 years, sometimes
Okay,
more.
someone asked, like,
Yeah.
what is the red tape really like? Like, if you were, like, in Europe, is it easier? Is it politics? Like, what's it really like to try to get something out of testing to market?
So a majority of biotechs, so a lot of big pharma, they're not actually doing internal research to develop drugs anymore. They still do it, but they do rely on the biotech ecosystem to take the risk to try to develop drugs. And when they do this, a lot of them fail, right? Biotechs are probably one of the highest rates of companies to fail, maybe besides restaurants. But, and so with that risk comes a lot of cost. A lot of investors spend a lot of money, and it's a lot of cost that just gets to zero. So that's why drugs cost so much. It's so
Trial
many
and error,
failures.
yeah.
And that's where, you know, any way you can try to improve, de-risk a drug, de-risk the process, you make it that much cheaper to do, and that you could pass those costs on, hopefully, to consumers. That's the goal. Hopefully it works. That's the vision. is that by us spending less, we can spend less on consumers.
What was the name of that, like, Biotech dude who bought the Wu-Tang album for like $5 million?
What? I
What's
didn't know
that
this
guy's
story.
name?
I don't
You know what I'm
know.
talking about?
Who was it?
Yeah, the farmer bro guy.
Really?
You don't know that guy?
No.
There was this guy that was
Australian?
yeah, Skrelly. His name was Skrelly. This
Skrelly?
guy was a pharma, CEO of a big pharma company.
Yeah.
He's making tons of money, and he's kind of like a fucking asshole. And Wu-Tang made an album, and there's only one copy of it. So they were saying, who wants to own the only copy of this Wu-Tang?
I remember when it happened. I know it
Album.
was a pharma person.
And the fucking guy bought this album for like $5 million because he said he wanted to own the only copy of it. And he's the only one who's ever heard it. No one's ever heard it.
Wow.
And then he ended up going to prison
Karma's a bitch.
because he was
Right?
he did something where he raised the price of some like HIV drug from like $9.
Oh, it's that guy.
That guy.
I do know what you're talking
From like
about.
$9 a dose to like 10,000 a dose.
That guy's-
And he was the only one that had it in the whole world.
Oh, I actually watched a documentary on this guy.
This is the guy. He's the guy who bought the Wu-Tang album.
Wow.
Now I
So
do know what you're talking
you
about.
can do a lot of good with what you do, but you
Yeah.
could also do a lot of bad.
He
Yes,
came in, he's
it
just
is.
like, we're going to make as much money as we possibly can. He just
raised
jacked
the
up
drug
Yep.
to $10,000 a dose, and he's buying Wu-Tang albums.
Yeah.
Can
I
you
mean,
name everybody in the Wu-Tang?
Old
I
Dirty
cannot.
Bastard.
That's it?
Who's the other guy?
There's like
That's all I
9.
got.
I just know ODB, man. Who are the other guys? I can only think.
The RZA, the Jizza,
RZA.
the Ghostface Killer,
Ghostface
Wu-Tang.
Killer.
No, no. So, Old Dirty Bastard. You got Method Man. Who else we got?
Listen,
The RZA. I said the
I
RZA,
will
the Jizza.
say, ODB has the
Who did I
greatest
miss?
line. in
Ghostface Killer. How could I forget
Listen.
Ghostface Killer?
Listen.
Who else?
ODB
Guys, who else the Wu-Tang? Nobody else knows? Nobody else the Wu-Tang?
Wu-Tang
God.
is for the children. Remember that.
I don't know how y'all see it, but when it comes to the children, Wu-Tang is for the children. We teach the children. You know what I mean? Puffy is good, but Wu-Tang is the best.
Now that's the greatest line in the
That
history
is, I
of
like
hip-hop.
So I had this. I grew up in Pittsburgh. It was not like flashy Pittsburgh, but for some reason we got like 2 foreign exchange students a year. And this one kid came over from Finland.
Were they from Sweden?
No. Well,
Oh.
close, Finland. So
Were
he
they
comes over from
girls?
Finland. No.
Damn it.
And-
Can't you play along with the story?
And by the way, he watches this show. So Jonas Sartamo, Jonas, we're gonna get you on the show because we got to go to Europe. Fast forward, he's a famous Finnish actor right now. His sister was like the Olympian for snowboarding, but he comes over to the United States in a foreign exchange program to our like podunk part of Pittsburgh. And he's in here and he learned English by listening to gangster rap. So we only knew through the Wu-Tang, he's like, I guess it's our show. So he's like, put it in your hole, in your motherfucking hole. That's all he knew. So we had to teach him like how to dude, you can't say these things because it's like from Wu-Tang. He was just listening to like hard school rap and that's how he learned
Have you
English.
ever seen the? I saw it the other day and it really blew my mind. Bad Bunny, you know Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
His lyrics are like pretty nasty and dirty and stuff. And they had a concert, Bad Bunny concert, where they had a sign language interpreter interpreting the lyrics.
No.
And the sign language for some of the shit that Bad Bunny says is crazy. Is that really the sign for that? You know, it's crazy.
So going back to the Gaelic, there's the sign language for luck of the Irish. It is, this is so Irish. This is potato. So if you do
Okay.
this, it's Irish, and I forget. It's like luck was something like this. So, oh God, I got to be able to
Luck of the Irish involves a potato.
because this is a sign language. So they go Irish. That's just the sign language is potato, and you put 2 eyes for. It puts eyes in it for Irish, and then I think it goes like this.
Very stereotypical.
But it
Use
is,
a
but it's sign
potato
language.
as yeah.
One of my trials, my client was deaf, so we learned a lot of sign language.
okay.
Just did a lot of like work together. Like we had like thank you and do different like, sign language. I do. I mean, I know this,
Yeah.
that. Like,
That's the
this,
most-
by the way, like there's a few universal signs that are universal.
Everyone recognizes.
But I mean, so I'm just so interested in like all the shit that you do. Like, what is your if you had to cure one thing with like the holistic medicine that you're doing, like what is the one thing you want to cure?
You know what? That's a great question. I think neurodegenerative diseases, right? I think that's probably the
Like Parkinson's, stuff like
right
that.
Alzheimer's. Probably from not only there's not really a good standard of care at the moment that can address those needs, but at the same time, they are so detrimental. And all disease is detrimental, right? They all have their own burdens on everyone, family and society. But I think, yeah, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, that's the one that
Have you
if we
ever
could
heard
do
of-
it, it would be
My
incredible.
wife's mom just passed from Parkinson's a few
Okay.
months ago, so it's
I'm sorry.
it's heartbreaking. No, but it's one of those like I just think that you could. There's got to be a solution for these things. I do truly believe that Mother Nature has a solution for something. You
Yes.
just have to find.
Have you
it.
ever researched like magnets?
Magnets?
Magnets as to cure disease?
I have not.
My
no.
dad was a big my dad claimed magnets could cure anything. And my dad wore a magnet around his neck for like 20 years. I ever tell you that, Bob?
No, I
My
never
dad
wore a
wore a
magnet.
big magnet around his neck on a chain for
If
20
this is
years.
if this is I'm a chick magnet joke, I'm gonna
No,
fucking
no, it's not. My dad claimed that if you wear a magnet around your neck, like you wouldn't get any diseases or anything, and he claimed that's what kept him healthy. And he was pretty healthy until he was like 80 years old, and then he started getting sick. So I don't know if the magnet worked or not, maybe. But he was a big thing on. There's people that research like super magnets and all this. I mean, it's vibration and magnets and all that stuff fascinates me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really biotech, but that shit is fascinating.
Yeah.
science.
It's at the end of the day, I mean, I think 20 years ago, everyone was fascinated by genomics, right? We did the Human Genome Project, and we discovered the entire genome of the human organism, I guess. Not a lot of drugs have really evolved from that. And I think now it's coming back to the fundamentals. Like, what's smaller than the genome? What's chemistry?
I mean,
What's smaller than chemistry?
everybody's-
It's bonds, reactions.
Everybody's
It is-
different. Everybody's
right?
a different genes,
So-
different ways affected. That's why you can't give standardized medicine. Like we represent injured victims every day, and it pisses me off when the other side just says that everybody's the same baseline. This is like you get what you get. That's not true, man. Like
Right.
everybody's different.
It is. And when people dismiss different types of therapies or different types of, magnets or vibrations, there's probably something there. We haven't discovered it. We don't know how it works, but
Different
it's,
strokes for
it's,
different
it's one of
folks.
those things. You always try to keep an open mind, right? I never dismiss things, especially now, given there's so many incredible things you see on a daily basis while having kids and that miracle of being able to do that, especially as dads, and not kill them in the first year. So
I'm a big follower and a big believer in Brian Johnson from Don't Die. You ever heard of that? Don't
No,
Die.
no.
The guy who claims he's going to live forever. He's never going to die.
Oh, the guy that's trying to age list.
yeah,
he
the
looks
guy who
weird.
ages
Oh,
backwards.
he's the one that doesn't eat anything real.
Yeah,
Or
that
not
guy.
real. He eats everything.
Yeah,
But
you should look up his shit, Brian Johnson. I'm
All right.
I'm a big follower of his stuff.
I'll check it
Mauro,
out.
do you know that we were in one of the greatest magnetic pulls in the world in the past few months?
When we were in Ireland,
No.
where?
We were in Ibiza. Remember, we were in that. It was the deepest part. It was where it was like, it goes from shallow to deepest the fastest, and it's where you remember our phones didn't work, and they
Oh
explained.
when we were in Formentera.
Outside of Foreman, went around.
Yeah,
the,
yeah. They said it was like the number one magnetic place or whatever in the world. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. So, by the way, thank you to our sponsors. We have Even Up, now a $2 billion company automating all law firms.
Oh, great.
And as an early investor in their Series B, thank you, Even Up, for everything you've done for me personally. And they also automate our law firms. We have Just HQ, the mobile app for communities for law firms. You can now join. You can teach biochemistry, and you can use attorney share, as you know, now to
Great, yes.
make more wealth for your family. We have Coastal Research that does all of our policy limit searches. I don't know if you know this, but when you're in a car crash, the other side doesn't have to tell you how much their policy limits are. So we're like, my person broke their neck, or do you have enough money? They'd be like, we don't have to give you that information. Well, Coastal Research solves that problem. Of course, Smart Reviews, shout out to Catherine. She was on the show. They're keeping fraud out of the industry, and she's going to be a guest, and I think she is up next on the show. This was an olfactory, chemistry, also a lot of auditory in yours. This is like there are 4 or 5 senses, I forget.
I think 5, right?
Five.
Well, there's Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis, so there's probably
Oh,
5.
yeah, so it's got to be 5, right?
Probably 5.
Unless
We
anyone has
hit
6.
almost all the senses,
It's
right?
smell,
Smell,
touch,
taste,
taste,
Hearing,
yep.
hear,
And sight.
and sight.
it's 5.
It's 5.
Well, in New York, we're going to do 7 episodes. Tomorrow, we're going to get to the Sixth Sense in Morrow.
6 cents?
Yeah, we're going to get there in New York because we got fucking 7 episodes. So you're going to take you to the next level.
Are
By
you
the
only
time I
drinking
get
bourbon
to
or something
7
different?
All bourbon.
episodes-
All bourbon.
7
All right.
episodes in one day?
Yeah, one day.
They're going to have to edit out everything I say at the end.
He says edit out the end. Guys, we know Morrow says shit like in the beginning. That's also.
When I'm sober, but I try to blame it on being drunk.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right. Well, Jason, thank you for coming to this
Hey,
episode of Bourbon and Proof.
thanks so
where,
much.
where do people find you, by the way?
You
Like,
know what?
if people want to get a hold of you, because you're like a ghost. You're on like LinkedIn. I couldn't find your.
There's
other-
not much. Yeah, I
Man.
mean, honestly, reach out to me on LinkedIn. My email address is my name, jason.tejani@invada.com. Any questions on drug discovery, anything you're curious on any of this, I'm more than happy to answer.
Let's go tinker in your basement after this. I feel like
Let's
you'd
do it.
I feel like you'd have an awesome speakeasy. Jason's to
Can
tinker.
we do one of those volcanoes?
Yeah, we can do a volcano.
You know, like
I've
the-
got all the
the-
ingredients.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you hear that? You put baking soda and like vinegar and like stuff.
Yeah, I
happens?
did an erupting volcano when I was like in 4th grade.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
You know what you can do also? I call them ghost rockets. So every year, when my kids were younger, I would go to their schools and we would fill these little film containers, which no kid knows what they're used for anymore. But you can buy them on Amazon in a 100-pack.
I used to keep my weed in those.
Well, see?
Yeah.
And you fill with the same stuff, right? Vinegar and a baking soda, and you explode them, they shoot up. And the kids love it. So if you ever want to do a science experiment at your kids' schools, do ghost rockets.
Wait,
They
okay,
love
so
it.
just break it down. Are
Yeah.
they in the same film container at the same time?
Same film container, each kid has one. What ends up happening is the expansion from carbon dioxide being formed has that pressure on the gas that ends up blowing off the bottom of the
Wait,
container.
when do you put them in? Do you just
You mix it together, put the top on, shake it, put it on the ground, and it's gonna lift off based on the pressure being created, and it's thrust and moving up. And it goes on top of the school roof, and the kids will have fun. Like sometimes we have one of these shoot a kid in the eye. You know, I always try to tell, I'm just a parent. I'm not here for any other purpose.
I'm gonna do this like
How long
tomorrow.
does it take to blow up?
Oh, 30 seconds. I mean, you could do it 10 seconds if you get the mixture right. But usually I let the kids do it, right?
So you mix it up and then run.
And run.
It's like a cherry bomb.
Yeah, it's really fun. The kids love it.
Last question: if you give Alka-Seltzer to a pigeon, what happens?
It sounds like they blow up, but
They
I've never
blow
done
up.
it.
Jason, thank you for coming to this episode of Bourbon and Proof. Thank you to Troy. Thank you, Gilly's Rooftop and Bar. Off we go.